Hello everybody and welcome back to some Sagevivor Season 4 Hogwarts. In this episode we are going and jumping into a joint tribal, the iconic, the infamous joint tribal. So everybody left on the cast is all going to tribal council together. Now depending on who wins the challenge, only one side is going to be able to vote, and then the other side is just going to have to campaign and try to convince everybody. So will the team that wins actually vote for somebody on the other tribe? Because you have to remember, they all started in their individual houses. They've been swapped a few times. Nobody knows where these relationships actually lie, and so we're going to figure that out this episode. It's a fun one. Grab your popcorn. We're jumping straight in right now.
The movie's ruined and everything's a mess, and I'm going to live react to Tribal. I have to get on my computer. Yeah, so, someone leaked, it was probably Pixel, it might have, someone leaked the plan, it was probably Pixel, because, you know, Pixel, yeah, and, I can put this here, and I am so lost, I'm so confused. My computer needs to load faster. And everyone's fighting, everything's panicking, and I have no idea what to do. I just voted Pixel because that's what Wrath and Johnny seem to be on board with, and Bliss, and I don't know who to trust. And Bliss is trying to tell me what happened. I don't know if she's lying or not. And oh my god. And I don't think it's Blueberry anymore. And it's definitely not Matthew anymore. But oh my god, hey Mia. Hey. Yeah, so I will start recording again when it's time.
Alright, Sagevivor, so I didn't have time to set up my mic and stuff because it's getting a little crazy here. Pixel came to me, sorry, about to lost my camera there. Pixel came to me and said that the vote's coming my way, that his group is voting for me, but that there's 5 on the other side, Tyson, Blueberry, Dylan, Casper, and Johnny, that are voting somewhere. And I guess he kind of like was trying to get information out of me. I gave him no information because, to be honest, I don't really know where they're voting. I think they're voting for Pixel, which makes me happy. But he told me that I guess his group is kind of voting for me, but he's not going to vote for me. I guess because he's going to like die on the sword for some reason to like save me. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. And anyways, a 5-4-1, he also told me I should play my idol piece for myself to help protect me. But if it truly is a 5-4-1, there's no reason for me to play my idol piece. Really, I think he's just trying to make me look really stupid and get me to waste something. I think they're really going for Gary, and I've now expressed this with Gary. And so Gary's going to consider playing his idol for himself. I've also offered Gary my idol piece because, you know, I'd be willing to do that for him as well. Definitely feel like, you know, Pixel's being really shady with me, and I lost my camera there again. You can see my hand here on the left side. But yeah, Pixel's being very shady, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think the vote's coming my way, but it could be. This could be it for me. But I hope not. And to be honest, I hope this all blows up on Pixel and Pixel goes home. Alright, thanks.
Oh my god, this joint tribal is like insanely weird. So first of all, sorry if I'm talking low. I'm trying to be quiet. But basically, Dex, you know, he got out, he got sniped, whatever. I was told Andy's the vote, so I switched like last minute to Andy. Apparently Andy wasn't the vote. There was only 2 votes for Andy, me and Dex. So Pixel made me look like an idiot. and it's probably to like get me out or like make sure I go next tribal. So that's not good. I'm in a very bad spot right now. Like literally anything that can help me I will take, because I am not safe whatsoever. But it's a joint tribal, so that's fun, I guess. My tribe, basically, the tribe that gets other people out gets a vote. My tribe got the votes. So we have the power. We all agreed not to vote someone on our tribe because we're already down numbers. Which I like, because that means I'm not going anywhere. But it doesn't put me in a better spot because they're gonna vote me out the next tribal we go to, if we don't swap. So hopefully there's a swap. But right now the vote's on Blueberry. I think it's gonna stay on Blueberry. I might switch to another Ravenclaw. But as of right now, it's on Blueberry, which fine with me. I haven't talked to Blueberry yet, so like that's fine. Anyways, I think that's basically it. I need to really work on mending some relationships, because I am in such a bad spot right now, it's not even funny. Anyways, pray for me, y'all, because this time for real, I really need it. Anyway, that's all. Bye-bye.
What up, y'all? It's your boy. On the way back from work right now. Just wanted to get my little video in, but I was one of the few people in the hotel to never check out of it, so I unfortunately do not have a vote at tonight's tribal council. Me alongside the 9 people on my tribe, I guess including me, because there's 9 total, but like, yeah, it's definitely left me at the mercy of a lot of other people that I don't know if I've really met or formed connections with yet. Thus far, however, it seems like I'm okay. I think there's enough people on the other tribe going to bat for me right now where I don't really need to worry for my own safety. My Ravenclaw people don't really want to aim within our own tribe, and I think we have a decent bond with the Hufflepuff and Slytherin people as well. All of that said, this vote has been a complete fucking disaster as an outsider looking in. I don't have a vote, but for some reason I'm very actively involved with knowing how things have been going so far, and it seems like names are flying left and right. Tyson's name was out there for a while. Matthew's name was out there for a while. Gary's name was out there for a while. Blueberry's name was out there for a while. So between all these people, I honestly have no fucking idea who's going to go. And honestly, all things considered, it could be me. Just because there's always the chance that they'll try to do some stupid shit and try to predict that an idol is going to be played from our camp, and then they'll switch the vote up a little bit just to blindside us and make us waste that idol. So I'm hoping I'm not the backup plan in case that's what they try to do. But as it stands now, it seems like they're going for one of the Hufflepuff guys, probably Matthew. So I just gotta hope that holds, and yeah, hope for the best, I guess. We'll see if I survive this vote tonight, but nothing's really too certain at this point in time, so I don't know.
Well, this was an interesting episode. I was enjoying my immunity streak, but Sage said, nope, you guys have a joint tribal now. We had this classic Sagevivor hotel challenge, and only the tribe that got their members out first were able to vote in the tribal. I was trying to help everyone escape and actually help 2 people get out, but my tribe mates of course decided to be selfish and re-enter the hotel to get a vote at the tribal. We lost the challenge, and our tribe, except the 2 that re-entered, lost their votes at the tribal. And I was talking to Brett a lot and trying to learn the vote from him during the tribal. He told me that they made a Windows 4 alliance on their tribe with him, Andy, Johnny and Pixel, and even invited me to join that alliance at merge. And that alliance was basically controlling the votes on that tribe. The votes kept going between Blueberry and Matthew at first, and I kinda wanted them to weaken the Hufflepuffs because they had the majority. But Bliss didn't want to lose Matt, so they eventually decided to go with the easier vote, which was Blue. Another thing that happened before the tribal was AJ DM'd me and asked me about the idol deal Frat made with the Ravenclaws. cause Vrad told them that he had sent the idol piece to me. I kinda dodged that question and lied to him, saying that I never received an idol piece, and kinda let Vrad deal with that. And right before tribal, I got a DM from Bliss, and they were all in a VC together then, and she told me that Pixel told Blue that he is the vote and tried confronting her, so she wasn't happy about that. She then tried flipping the vote to him, and others agreed, so it was a last minute change to Pixel. Except the tribal wasn't as easy as that. Gary idled Matthew, and then Blueberry idled himself, so flipping to Pixel last minute ended up being a really good decision, especially since Brad got that many votes. Everyone was kinda saying during the tribal that he is the main guy on that tribe, so he was the biggest threat during this tribal. And he kinda accepted going out and DM'd me saying it must have been Bliss. And me and him both confronted Bliss, but after talking to her, I don't believe it was her that pushed for Brad that tribal. Unfortunately, Brad survived that tribal, with Pixel going home in a chaotic tribal with 2 idol plays and 3 extra votes.
Hi, Chip. So I just got home. I was moving from college to my house. Like, back home. Sorry, I was making sure one of my posters was still up. It fell a couple times last summer. But yeah, no, very confused as to what's going on with this vote, just from like what I've been hearing since I got offline, since I got online like 5 minutes ago. I haven't even started trying to like put things away. Literally, like, I got stuff out of my car, went to the bathroom, and then started like trying to figure out what's going on with this tribal. I'm so excited for tomorrow to just be able to like unpack my room, hang up all my posters, because I brought all my posters from school home, so I can actually like have posters in my room again, because that's from when my brother lived in this room, and that's a Vogue cover. And then I have a poster from my Eras Tour show, and that's it. Yeah. Anyways, I'm so confused. Blueberry says he's hearing his name. I'm hearing Dylan is only going to vote for Casper. Which, like, I'm not mad at, because Casper was pushing Andy last round, but I would rather, like, go for a Potter, if you know what I mean, because it doesn't make sense to me that we're only targeting the people who have votes, which maybe, like, that's more fair, but, like, only the people who are fighting for their lives have to fight. Only the people who have the ability to defend themselves are fighting for their lives. But also, yeah, I don't know. Bliss said all she's hearing is somebody wants to target the Ravenclaws, and I'm very confused as to why the Ravenclaws. Maybe it's just because we've only lost Kathy so far, I think. Might be wrong on that, but I think we've only lost Kathy so far. So yeah, I really don't know what's happening. I'm exhausted. I drove 12 hours today. Started losing my voice because I was scream singing for so long. Yeah. I don't even know what time it is, and I probably won't be getting bed for another 3 hours or so, because I have to, like, my bed currently looks like that. Yeah, I'm sitting on the floor in my bedroom, if that's not obvious. My bed currently looks like that, and I have to get it. I have to take all of the sheets that are on it off, because they haven't been washed since I was home for Easter. Put new sheets on it. Yay! Sage, I'm so excited for, like, when it's all getting edited together. It's like, and Ruth was busy with graduation, so Ruth barely spoke to us, because it was true. Yay!
Alexa, play I Hate It Here by Taylor Swift. I'm trying to enjoy a nice day. I don't have to get dressed. I don't have to do anything. I'm just trying to protect Blueberry, because I, like, need Blueberry in this game. I do not trust anybody. I cannot, like, get conversations going with anybody. I need Blueberry. And maybe this is just my depression in tandem with, you know, like, having to travel a bunch, but anyways, yeah, no, I'm just trying to enjoy a nice day, right? Tell me why all these bitches lying to me. I know that's the game, but what have I done to make you lie to me? what have I done? Like, I'm just... Blueberry and Bliss are like the... and Andy. Blueberry, Bliss, and Andy are the 3 names I will not write down. Only 3 right now. Like, literally give me a name and I will write it. I just need people to tell me what's going on. And as I said to Blueberry, if it's his name because people joined Sagevivor and saw our 2 placements next to each other, I'm killing Gumby. Love you, Gumdrop. Happy belated birthday. But if it's your fault, it's your fault. Yeah, no, I really need to, like, shower. I don't know why I'm talking to the camera about this. Hi, chat. We're back with a video part 2. So, Blueberry... Sorry, this thing is loud. I'm trying to build a cart for my room. Anyways, Blueberry just messaged me. He has an idol. It's like... okay. Hope y'all like my pajamas, because I am literally still in pajamas. Oh my gosh. This is the cart in building. I've had it since freshman year. This thing and I have literally gone through all of college together. Anyways, so Blue has an idol. He now wants to go for Wrath, which honestly, like, kind of a slight. I don't remember which way the screws go. Wrong side. Anyways, sorry. I hope this is really entertaining for y'all. Blue has an idol. Blue wants to go for Wrath because Wrath is the one named his name. And, like, I'm not opposed to it. Wrath gives me, like, massive villain energy. Which maybe that just sounds mean, but I don't really care. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so Blue has an idol. He wants to go for Wrath. He's trying... What he wants to do is get Dylan to use the extra boat that Dylan apparently has. And, he wants to get Dylan to try and use his extra boat. Have the 3 of us have 4 votes on Dylan. He doesn't want Andy in on it, which means that the only other Ravenclaw with a vote won't be in on it, and which might make Andy mad. But then, so he's hearing his name. Andy's probably voting Matthew unless Andy is about to betray a Ravenclaw, which, like, obviously isn't out of the question. I don't know. Welcome to Ruthie's active era, because I actually have time in my life now.
Okay, this is AJ. I'm gonna be driving to work here and filming my audio confessional for the episode, so bear with me. Okay, I guess this is my first time being ever to Tribal, so that's a little interesting. The challenge at the start was, well, I got to meet everyone, so now I've officially met everyone, and I think after the challenge, assuming I survive, I'm the only person left in the game who will have not have voted at all, so that's fun. But we'll see. I'm definitely, like, I'm going to try to get to the point because there's a lot I need to talk about. I'm definitely not feeling very safe for this tribal. I mean, of course, I don't have a vote. That's not great, and I know a Ravenclaw is getting votes, and I know a Potter is probably going home. So, I'm a Potter, I'm a Ravenclaw, so I'm pretty worried. As of right now, I think the votes are on Matthew and Blueberry, but Blueberry could be playing his idol, but meaning Matthew could go home, but I would not be surprised if people at the last minute or recently have changed the votes off of me and off of Blueberry and onto me. But it's just been a crazy time, because I've been talking to, like, at the start of the round, at the start of Tribal, I was talking to Wrath and stuff, and so this entire time, like, especially since like a few rounds ago with the challenge with the wands and the idol pieces, where I was paired with Nicole, I got the idol piece, and so apparently it has been Wrath was giving me the plan of how we were supposed to end up with the idol, and apparently Wrath gave his shard to Memo, and so I go to Memo and I'm like, hey, where's the shard? And he's like, I don't have it. So I go back to Wrath and I'm like, he doesn't have it. So it was like this whole complicated thing where Wrath was lying when he didn't need to, and then he backtracked when I finally confronted him about it, and he basically said, oh, we played it during one of our tribals that we went to, and so I never ended up giving it to Memo, and we ended up playing it at one of the tribals we went to, and then Blissey never had a shard. And so I'm like, okay, that's weird. I don't believe that for a second. I do think he's lying to me. I do think that Slytherin has an idol. I think they at least have shards, and I'm close to getting an idol. I think there's no way that he's not lying. It just doesn't, like, it makes more sense than him giving it to Memo, but it still doesn't make any sense of why he would play it. But I don't know. So I was always super confused about that, and so I don't trust Wrath at all. I think Wrath is very untrustworthy, and not to mention I keep on hearing people are targeting Blueberry, which isn't good because I do trust Blueberry a lot. And Wrath did admit to me that he did not trust Blueberry, or he's been sus of Blueberry, so I'm like, this isn't good. I'd much rather you go sooner rather than later. Like, ideally he goes this round, because I'm just tired with dealing his shenanigans. I feel like he's a very sneaky player. I don't want to deal with it. Oh, is there a crash on C470? Oh, there's flight lights. Okay, well, good thing I'm not taking C470. Okay, anyway. Cool. Sorry, traffic. But, so, I was always super confused with that. And then there was another thing where Pixel came running to me and they were like, I don't know who to vote. The people who are being targeted, I don't want to vote against them. And I'm like, who are you who's being targeted? Because it's like, I don't know who's being targeted. There's a fire truck. Oh gosh. Okay, well, I don't know who's being targeted. Oh my gosh, everyone's getting off. Okay. Well, either way, good thing I'm taking the side roads. Yay. To get to work. But Pixel comes running. I don't want to know who to vote for. I've been told it's Matthew and Gary, so I'm like, okay. I'm pretty, like, that's what I've been told. And then Pixel was like, but I don't know what Dylan's doing, and I don't know what Blueberry's doing. They're probably targeting Slytherin, and I'm like, are they though? And so I'm talking to Blueberry, and he's like, and then Pixel is also telling me that, like, Blueberry doesn't trust Dylan because apparently Blueberry told Pixel that Dylan is targeting Blueberry, and I'm like, he did not say that, because Blueberry has said nothing but good things about Pixel has, or like, Blueberry has said nothing but good things about Dylan, so I'm like really confused. And then Blueberry's denying that he ever said such a thing, and then like Pixel's doubling down, so I think it's just a thing of miscommunication, but I just thought it was weird, and like both of them are like adamant, and so I'm like, really, I can't trust anyone in this stupid game. And so I'm like, well, it sounds like a Hufflepuff is going home, and then I'm asking Blueberry, so like Blueberry knows he's being targeted, and that's how I know he's being targeted, is because he knows he's being targeted, and so I'm like, who's telling you this, so that we know, like, to protect them and to not go against them? And he's like, I promised that I wouldn't tell them, which I'm like, I'm glad that you're keeping your promise, like, it makes sense, but it's like, I can't help you at all. Like, if we want to do something this round, I can't do anything if I don't know any information. Like, I literally, and like, he did ask me for an idol piece earlier in the round, because, I mean, I do believe that he's in danger, so I did give it to him, and he did end up crafting an idol, which he did later tell me, but like, my guy, you need to at least tell me stuff. I'm giving you an idol piece. I am trying to work with you. I'm trying to protect you as best as I can. Even though I don't have a vote, I will do anything. I'm trying my best to make sure that you do stay. I'm trying to have as much influence as I can, even without having a vote. So it was just really weird that he was not telling me even after I gave him the idol piece because he asked for it. And I was like, listen, you're one of the only people I at least kind of trust. So like, I need at least some people who I can trust. So I was willing to risk away my idol piece because idol pieces aren't really that helpful on their own. Like, negating one vote is helpful, but like, it's a very specific thing, and I would rather have an idol, and so, or at least know where an idol is. So now I gave it to Blueberry because I was like, I just need trust. I need to show somehow that I trust people because like I haven't been able to prove myself through voting at all. And so I've been kind of just sitting here, and I think I am an easy target because no one knows where I really truly stand. I hope Blueberry knows I at least stand with him, and I do stand with Max. I think there's the only two people who I really do trust at the moment, or at least somewhat trust, because I know Andy and Ruthie have been with Wrath and Nicole the whole time, and I don't trust Wrath at all. And I know Wrath and Andy are apparently close, so I'm like, this isn't good. Andy will probably side with Wrath over any of us, any of the Ravenclaws. So I'm like, it's probably just not worth it to have. But it was like a whole bunch of chaoticness, and I don't know what's happening. And then I talked to Max later, and he's like, so I think it's a split between Blueberry and Matthew, pretty much is what the conversation led to. And so I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But he was under the impression that Matthew's getting most of the votes. I think people are trying to lie to us. I definitely think Blueberry is getting most of the votes if it is truly between Blueberry and Matthew. My biggest worry is that people realize that people will somehow figure out that Blueberry has an idol and then switch the votes off of Blueberry and onto me. I mean, ideally that doesn't happen, but very well could happen. And so I'm a little worried. Oh, there's a rabbit in the road. Fun. But, yeah, it's just been super worrying that, like, they're gonna figure it out. Hypothetically, they should think that I still have the shard because I've been telling everyone I still have the shard, and that Blueberry has been denying me giving him the shard. So hopefully that means that people believe that he doesn't have the idol, and so that they want to vote him off anyway, and then he idols. And like, ideally we idol out Wrath, but like, I don't think that's gonna happen. Even like, it's just too risky in my opinion, and like, I don't know, it just seems worrying to me if we try to idol out Wrath. I do want Wrath gone, and if it could be pulled off, I would want to, but I just don't see a way to pull it off without the necessary votes, and there's just not enough people that we trust. And then to pull that off, so I'm just like, literally just vote off Matthew. Like, I don't have enough of an attachment to Matthew in order to justify keeping him, and like, there's all these things. And apparently also Tyson threw out Blueberry's name. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's like, I never really cared much for Tyson, so if Tyson's throwing out Blueberry's name, I'm ready to target him. But yeah, it's just been a lot this tribal. I think I covered mostly everything. Nobody has been super honest with me. I do think a lot of people are lying. I mean, it's obvious because people are saying different things to me, so I'm just like, this is stupid. I'm pretty sure Blueberry's getting voted off. I would assume, just based on what I'm being told, like, everyone thinks it's going to be a Matthew. I really do think it's going to be a Blueberry, and then I'm just hoping that he idols correctly, and that I don't also get out. But yeah, I wish I could talk more, but I need to be at work in like 1 minute, and so I'm in the parking lot, but I need to get inside and clock in, so see you later.
Okay, lads, I can unlock the drama and give you the deets now that I'm home. Even though the vote has already ended, I'll tell you what happened and the drama around it, and you'll be laughing your asses off. But basically, the essentiality of what happened is I'm fucking messy as fuck, and this vote was crazy. We went into the vote. Well, actually, let's go over it. We had a joint tribal, basically. The whole twist was that everyone competed together, and then the tribe that got their players out of this shitty-ass hotel would basically I mean, they would decide who gets to go home because they get to vote, and it could be anyone. It could be on their own tribe, it could be on the opposite person's tribe. So our Weasley tribe was thinking that we didn't know if we were going to get into a swap, so we needed to win because, of course, if we lost here and we sent someone like Casper home, then like we're fucked later, I think, right? And well, also at the same time, I didn't really want to boot Casper, if I'm going to be honest with you. But yeah, we go into the challenge, and like Dylan's like pissed off at Casper about something stupid, drags his ass in. I sit there and I complete a fucking 500-piece puzzle, which is just the bane of my entire life now. We'll never do that again for a tribe, especially knowing what happened later. But yeah, basically we did what we needed. We came out with the win, and we had votes. And then it turns out that Dylan goes back and gets a vote, so he has a vote. Blueberry goes back and has a vote, and then I think that's it. There's those 2 extra votes to keep in mind. So Dylan and Blueberry are allowed to vote. So we go into our vote phase mode, and of course we decided we're going to use Windows 4 to talk about this stuff because that's a really close alliance. We also have our tribe to talk to. We're going to talk to Songbirds, so then like Ruth and them have a target on who to go after. And the whole plan that we made was going to be blindsiding Blueberry. We were going to send his ass home to the pre-jury, and we were going to do it by basically having all of us, including Pixel, vote for Blueberry, but also have Andy, to keep appearances and hide the alliance, vote for Matthew. So it's going to be Matthew and then Blueberry. And everything was fine. It's all going according to plan. We were sitting there. There's some stresses. Pixel's kind of like, I don't really want to, but if you guys are okay with it, I'll vote it. And then 1 hour before tribal, as every other normal chaotic tribal happens, 1 hour before this shit goes down, fucking Pixel leaks everything. Throws my ass under the block to Blueberry. Now Blueberry knows his name's out there. Fucking Matthew knows his name's out there too. So I'm like, oh fucking Christ. So we have to wait and hope to God we can live this vote, or I can live it, because now I know I could be on the chopping block. So I had to get fucking Andy. I got to get Andy's ass to fucking move and vote someone else with me. We had to go. We keep talking. We'll have Casper, Johnny, and everyone's like, we have to go for Pixel here. And we're sitting there, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Then it turns out Bliss has an extra vote. Fucking Bliss, who could not vote before, has an extra vote. Okay? And unfortunately, I'll have to apologize for her for what happened after. But basically, what ended up happening was that we used Bliss's extra vote to vote for Pixel, because that's basically who she wanted to vote, and that's it. That's all she wanted to vote. And we had options. We were like, maybe we can go after Blueberry still. It's fine. There's no big deal. It's not like he has an idol or anything. No, he had a fucking idol, bro. And we voted for Pixel, and sure enough, the votes go between me and Pixel. In a 5-6 vote, Pixel goes home. I'm still living, but I'm now freaking the fuck out. So I had to go on a goddamn warpath for the rest of the game. I'm coming for these fuckers who put my name out there, especially Blueberry. Mr. 2 fucking votes, extra vote head ass, with a fucking idol. You're done, buddy. You're fucking done. I will turn everyone against you, and I'll see you fucking later. Anyways, guys, that's about it for now. A lot of shit happened, and I'm going to peace out so I can do this tribe challenge. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hola. So, this is also going to be, unfortunately, a short thing. I have a bunch of stuff I have to do when I get home. My AP test is this week, so I'm just busy all around today. But this vote is so messy. I don't know where I want to vote. I can either side with Dylan's side or my Windows 4 alliance. Honestly, I might just swing to the Dylan side this cycle, and then I remain good with the Slytherins. That sounds like my plan. I don't know what to do. This vote's so stressful. I don't want Matthew gone, and I like Gary, and I need Casper here, just for an easy vote out.
Well, I thought this confessional was going to be about the vote being between Matthew and Blueberry, where Windows 4 had organized it so that Blueberry would leave, but it'd be kind of close to kind of disguise our alliance. But then Bliss just came to me and said that Pixel ratted out the plan and pinned it on me and Wrath, and Bliss has an extra vote, so we might be trying to swing a Pixel blindside here, which would be interesting. Pixel's being his chaotic self, which he hasn't stopped being, and it had been fine for me until now, so it might just be better to get him out of the way and not have to worry about it moving forward. But we'll see. It'll be tricky to pull the numbers for this. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed.
Alright, so there's a lot of highs, there's a lot of drops, and then there's a lot of mix in between. And I think that I need to discuss why I have made some of the decisions on my trust rankings for this recent episode. And number one, we have Max, and he has not changed from my number one for the past couple of episodes. And that's mostly just because I think that he and I are going to be in the same predicament here during the merge. We're going to be those people that everyone looks at and they're like, oh, they get along with everybody. Who has a problem with these people? You know what I mean? And I was almost voted out at the Dex, or at the Kathy vote, and I have recovered from that position, and Max was the one who flipped to save me. So I think a lot of people are going to be looking at us, and I do think that, however, he has more potential to recover from that than I do. But I think people are still going to look at him, and that's kind of what I need to talk to him about. I'm going to be like, hey, we're going to be those two people. We already know we're going to be those people in the merge that people are going to look at, and they're going to be like, oh, wait, they're close with everybody, and, like, we're going to need each other. So I'm hoping that he feels the same way with me, and obviously I do not think I'm at number one at the moment, but after I talk to him, I hope that maybe I can change that. So I'm going to do that one tomorrow, I believe. I'm going to try and do that tomorrow. That is the current plan for that. My number two at the moment is going to be Memo. He jumped from he went from 6 to 5 to 4 to 2. So he has risen through the ranks over the past couple of days. And that's mostly just because I think that he is someone who is strategically overlooked. He's currently holding our Slytherin idol, the one that we made with some Ravenclaws, so we have Slytherclaws. And before I was very wary of him because I really thought that him and Wrath were super duper close. But then I'm realizing now that I'm going to need to rely more on Memo than I'm going to need to rely on Nicole. Because before I thought I could rely more on Nicole to be loyal to me rather than to Wrath. But as my trust rankings will show, and I'll tell you here in a second, that has changed drastically. And me being with Memo, I think that he's finding himself in a position where he's going to have to choose between me or Wrath. And I think that I'm more calculated than Wrath is. I think that Wrath is choosing that, because Wrath, I'll talk more about what Wrath has done, but I do definitely think that Memo's going to look at me versus Wrath, and he's going to choose me to keep over Wrath come the future. So he has drifted up in my rankings. I talked to him yesterday about how I felt about Wrath and how I felt about Pixel, and he has the same type of vibe with me, unless he's lying to me. He could easily be lying to me, and maybe that is the truth. Maybe he is lying to me, and he's just trying to use me to get information and all this type of stuff. But I generally do think that he is gonna look at me and he's gonna be like, I think that I need to trust her over Wrath. So moving on from Memo, my number 3 spot is gonna go to Gary. Originally, I did not want Gary to stay very long. I kind of really threw him under the bus with the fighting challenge, the seeking challenge, and I was really upset about it. And I originally did that, and he was number 5 on my list, and he was someone I didn't want to keep, mostly because I thought he was going to be a liability. But it ended up being a good shield, for one, but for 2, he is loyal to me. And that's all I can really ask for at this point, because I already have my number 1 and number 2 spots are people that not necessarily reciprocate the same vibe. Like, I have them at my number 1 and 2, and I know that I'm not the number 1 or 2, but I needed someone who I know I could trust at number 3. And 3, I really trust that Gary has me at either number 1 on his list or high on his trust rankings. Not saying that Memo and Max don't, but I digress. And then number 4 is gonna be Matthew. Matthew is not and it kind of is the same way with Gary. I need someone who's going to be loyal to me, and they both are very loyal to me. They are not great allies to have, though. That is like one of my main things that I'm thinking about now, just looking at my trust rankings now. They're not absolutely great allies to have, mostly just because they're going to be targeted every single time for not having the good social connections to people that, because they're not really closer than anyone else, which is really, really bad for me because I cannot protect them. I've already tried to save Casper once, and now I'm getting attacked by Wrath for it, which I've already talked about my confession, but I'll talk more about it in a second. But yeah, Matthew, my number 4 spot. He's the same way as Gary. He's loyal to me. I'm high on his stress rankings. He does not look at me as a threat. So let's go down to number 5, which is going to be Casper. It's not that I don't trust him less than anyone else on my list. It's literally just because he is attracting so much attention to me, and it's not the fact I could stop it. I could stop reciprocating the same energy, and I could completely cut him off if I wanted to. But he's loyal to me, and that's like something that I value in allies at the moment, because I'm gonna need to start cutting people, and I'm gonna need people that are gonna have my back. I need people to fall back on. So if I'm gonna cut somebody, I need people to fall back on. And Casper, I know, is someone who's always gonna have my back if I have had his. I asked Wrath to protect him from me. I asked Wrath to save him from a vote. We'll see what ends up happening this vote. I really hope that is the same issue. I really hope that Wrath, kind of trusts me enough to really just, even if it's not because for me, but like maybe he keeps him for another easy vote. Go back to our tribes, and then we do another challenge. Like, I don't care if he goes after this, but I would just like to keep him around just for that number and that security. My number 6 spot is gonna go to Dylan B, which I feel could be very iffy because I have Wrath at 7. But I just genuinely think that Dylan is gonna be a better ally for me moving forward. I actually might switch to 2 of them because genuinely.
And that was the joint tribal. Pixel was sniped with just 1 extra vote played at the last second by Bliss that sent him home. Otherwise, it would have been Wrath. It was a very, very close vote on this one. But ironically, Pixel was the 3rd Gryffindor to go in a row after he was just targeting the other Gryffindors, leaving Tyson as the last and sole Gryffindor left in the game. So after this, we're going to have a little swap, which we'll talk about in the next episode. That'll really kind of shake things up after this wonderful joint tribal, and everybody was scrambling and everything's crazy. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please, if you don't mind, go ahead and smash that like button for us to show your support for the series, and consider subscribing. It really does help not only myself, but this cast of Sagevivor. The better that this series does, the more that I can put into the game itself for these people playing. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!